Hey, my name's Michael from Sanders Summit. I've been a professional photographer, videographer for nearly 10 years now, and we created Sanders Summit to really capture our family holidays and family adventures. And while we've been doing that, we get a couple of questions through Instagram and sometimes on YouTube that people just want to know what we use to take better photos and what we use to film videos, and we'll go through what I take, some essential gear, and maybe some mistakes and silly things that I've learned over the years. So a primary film camera for vlogging is actually the ZV-E10, and I've got a Tamron 11 to 20mm on there, which makes it nice and wide. So when we talk to the camera, it's nice and wide, you can see the surroundings. And being a Sony, they're very good with autofocus. It's a great little camera, it's lightweight. So for photos, I have an Sony A7 IV with a 24 to 70mm lens on it, f2.8. This is the primary photo camera, so any photos that you see on any of our vlogs or anything, they are all taken with this. I do also take the Sony FX3, which I'm filming on right now. That has a 16 to 35mm lens on it, so that's nice and wide as well. The FX3 is more of a cinema sort of professional camera, so it's probably not something you'd need to worry about. Definitely a good quality mirrorless camera for your travels is going to be essential, whether that's this or the cheaper sort of ZV-E10. This is good for photos, good for video. It's probably just me being picky about the colors. This is great as well, photos and video, but I primarily use this for photos only. Drone wise, we have the Mavic 3. Excuse me. I've got some ND filters on the front, which help during shooting during daylight hours. Having a drone is fantastic for setting, like establishing shots, like showing your location where you are and then cutting to you talking to the camera or cutting to other footage. So a drone is a pretty essential bit of gear, I think. Audio, we've got this Rode mic here. I actually kind of don't use this anymore, only because Sony has bought out this little guy. Look at that. That is a huge difference. And this slots right on top. And there's no cables or anything. It just slots right on top on your hot shoe mount there. And that's essentially the vlogging setup that we use. Having clean audio out of your vlogs and filming anything really is very important. If you've got dodgy audio, it just doesn't sound great. Which is why I'm not a huge fan of GoPros, especially when you splash them with water. They have that muffled sound effect. On that note, it's actually pretty old now. It's a GoPro 9, but it's great for like underwater stuff. Being a professional, I'm probably a little bit biased that GoPros just aren't that great a quality, but they're getting way better as they go on. And this 9 is actually pretty old now. I don't know what number they're up to now, but I definitely feel like I need an upgrade. One of the other things we take is a gimbal. So the ZV-E10 actually fits on this little Zhiyun Crane 3. This just keeps the footage steady, so as we're walking around we can talk to the camera and things like that. GoPros also have that built-in stabilization, which is very good as well. If you do want to grab a GoPro, just because it's easier and you can just hit record and away you go, getting the media mod, which is this guy here, and it just slots in there. While it's in the media mod though, it's not waterproof, so just keep that in mind. But it just has a little microphone here and a little, it's not quite a dead cat, but it'll stop a little bit of wind going into it, and that drastically improves the audio quality out of your GoPro. I just forget to put it on, pretty much. And I do like the versatility of just grabbing it and running into the water because we have the other camera to film our vlogs on. Or get multiple GoPros. 3 of these is probably the same price as this. So essential gear, GoPro, underwater, above water, doesn't really matter. A lot of vlogs are filmed on GoPros. There's nothing wrong with them. They're super simple to use and you can just flick it to photo or video mode, hit go, and that's pretty much it. If you're looking for more of a professional setup or something where you can take photos and print them out and put them on your wall, which is something you probably need to consider, a good quality mirrorless camera, I use Sony. They're easy to use, and their autofocus is fantastic. So anybody that's looking to get into photography full time, or anybody that's come to me for advice, I actually recommend Sony all the time because their autofocus is fantastic. The colors have drastically improved from what they used to be, and they're just a fantastic camera. The image quality you'll get out of this, you can blow up massive prints from them. With the GoPro, it's just not as high quality. It's a much smaller sensor. And for video, of course, the ZV E10, which is what I use, it's really up to your budget. This, I think, the ZV E10 itself was maybe like $1,000. This particular lens, though, I think was about $800. So you're looking at, $2,000 for this setup. Whereas you get a GoPro for $500 and you're on your way. Get a media mod for $100 extra, $600. You got a total setup. SD cards, very important. If you do buy a high-end camera, you're gonna need a faster SD card. You can get these Kingston cards from Amazon. They're quite cheap considering how fast they are, and I haven't had an issue with them at all. I also obviously label my cards ZV E10, so I know which camera they come from. But yes, you will. If you get a slow card and you start filming high quality footage, you'll find the camera just won't be able to write it that quick, and it just won't film properly, and you'll find that your footage will start and it'll stop because the camera can't write quick enough on a slow card. Other essential things is a computer. Now, a laptop, computer, whatever you want to use, the important thing to know here is that depending on the quality of the camera will depend on the quality of the video footage coming out of it and whether your laptop can actually handle it or not. I know that my dad doesn't have a great laptop, so when he's editing his high quality footage from his drone, the laptop sort of jumps and lags a little bit, which can be very frustrating while you're trying to edit a video. So just keep that in mind. Just run some tests before you go out and grab a Fandangle camera and then realize you need a $6,000 laptop to edit it. I always travel with a hard drive as well. So when I finish filming for the day, I'll chuck the SD cards in a laptop, load everything onto, this is called a Lacy drive, 4 terabyte or something, and I just make sure everything's off the cards at the end of each and every day. Camera cleaning equipment. So I've got this kit which was from Amazon as well. It's just got like a little, it also has sensor cleaning equipment here, like a little spray, these little tools to wipe your sensor clean, brush, microfiber cloths and things like that. Especially with beaches, just taking a camera cleaning kit, there's nothing worse than taking photos all day and you get back and you load them up on your computer and there's these little black spots everywhere because your sensor's got dust and things on it. There's just nothing worse. You just wasted it. So making sure that your sensor's clean all the time is an essential part. I've definitely had it happen to me before and I'm a professional, so maybe I'm not a professional, I don't know. Just think about what you need to take, condense that kit down to like one bag. So you just got everything in the one bag: drone, camera, GoPro, bunch of different memory cards, gimbal, and you're pretty much there. Just don't take too much and you'll be fine. Mistakes I've made. So this was on a recent trip to Coral Bay. We went down to a beach to do some snorkeling, and I took the GoPro, but I left some of the batteries back at the caravan because I thought, well, we're only doing a quick trip to this beach, we'll do some snorkeling, one GoPro will be fine. Anyway, got there, the battery was puffed. So with lithium batteries, if you keep them fully charged all the time, they can basically malfunction and the batteries can puff, which is very dangerous. They can explode. So when I got to the beach, pulled the GoPro out, it turned on for like a second, it said like 96% battery and then turned off. and I couldn't work out why. I opened it up, pulled it out, noticed that the battery was actually kind of puffed. So GoPro battery here, it was very puffed. Even actually, this one's kind of, maybe a little bit puffed. They're just not great long term, these batteries. This is definitely puffed. I thought this was a good battery, but you can see, you probably can't. It's only minor, but I will now probably get rid of this. If you found this helpful at all, please like and subscribe, leave a comment on any other videos you'd like from us, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.